Crunch! Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Breakfast Stream. I'm ready. Mal's
Made me do other stuff.
Mal's not quite ready. She making some eggs, but she'll be here in a moment. You cannot have that. I don't think you would like that. Whole wheat bread with raspberry jam? You don't like fruit. You're like strictly a carnivore. I didn't put like pork jam on my bread.
He's an obligate carnivore. He has to have meat.
I know. You don't get a choice, man. You can't go vegan. And you can't go whatever it would be to eat raspberries. You can't go berry. You don't have a choice in this matter. You gonna sit now? Yeah, he just wanted to sniff. That's what he does. He just likes to sniff sometimes. All right, hold on. Let me get on over to this thing. There we go. And boom. Morning. Hope everyone's having a pretty good morning. My morning's been pretty good. It's been an interesting few days though. I'm sure a few people are curious what ended up happening last breakfast stream, because I had I had some like issues, to say the least, and I have like, I guess not great news to report on that, to be honest. So I spent all of Tuesday, like after breakfast stream, I spent all of Tuesday dizzy. Like, I don't know the best way to explain it, but like the entire day I was just super dizzy. And it was bad. It was really bad. And I was trying to get stuff done, but like, it's not quite as if the entire world is moving. It is if I have to move my head in any other direction. So for example, on Tuesday I took a nap, and when I laid down, like the idea of like my head going from this position to this position was like, as soon as I laid down, the entire world's like, and I was like, ah! And then, I tried to nap, and then after the nap, getting up from that position and then doing this, it was like, boom, boom, chicka, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh, cool, fun. So all of Tuesday, I had this terrible dizziness. No other symptoms, just real dizzy. And I was like, what the crap is going on? So I figured, well, no matter what, I'm going to wake up Wednesday and I'll be better. Everything will be fine. So I wake up Wednesday, it's even worse. And I'm like, what's happening? And again, no other symptoms. And I thought maybe that yesterday there was like a sinus thing starting. I was like, okay.
Hydration.
Yeah, well, on Tuesday even, I've tried everything. I checked my blood pressure. I checked my blood sugar. I drank a ton of water because I was like, maybe I'm dehydrated. Maybe there's, these other reasons for things that are happening.
It's chilly right here.
Huh?
Cold.
I'm sorry. Maybe that's what's going on. So I checked all of those factors. Everything was fine. So I'm like, I don't know. But then yesterday I was like, well, I think maybe I'm getting like this sinus thing. Maybe that's what's happening, I think. And I took a Mucinex and it didn't do anything and nothing happened. And then as the day went on, I was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know that this is a sinus thing. I think I'm just dizzy. But again, I don't have any other symptoms. So then this morning I wake up and it's the same thing. I'm still dizzy. And it's the third day in a row. And I think what's happening is, I think I have maybe the beginnings of an ear infection. But it's the weirdest ear infection because normally I would start, if I was this dizzy, I should have pain. And I don't have any pain. So that's what it is. Anyway.
You decided last night that if you were dizzy today, you would call the ENT, which is what you're going to do.
Yeah. So Yeah, it hasn't been great, but that's the only thing I can come up with because like if you're dizzy, there's basically one of two things. Either you have like a brain issue, or more likely you've got the fluid in your ears, which is what keeps your balance. Like that's wacky. So that's why I think it's an issue related to that. And that's my plan. Is after breakfast stream, I'm going to call the ENT. Thomas says, "Why not both?" It's true. I might have both. Can't wait. But yeah, I don't have any other symptoms. So yeah, we're going to find out exactly what the heck is going on. But I'll call today and try and make an appointment. Yeah. BXLR says, "Have you considered exercise?" We did actually go for a walk on Tuesday. We did. And again, like I drank a ton of water. I did like every other thing that I could think to do and tested all the things I could think to do. But no dice. So I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm here. And like I've been working, you know, it's just, and it's not that bad when I'm stationary. Like sitting at the computer and looking at the computer and focusing on this screen, like it's not that bad. But the minute I'm like, I have to pee, and I like get up from my chair, it's like, "Rah!" And I'm like, yeah. But otherwise it's fine. But I am going to be going to the doctor because 3 days of this has driven me absolutely mad, and I gotta fix it. So I'm hoping that the ENT will look in my ear and be like, "Oh, you got a little
obviously an ear infection.
You got a little rascal living in here. I'm just gonna pull him out." So yeah, that's my hope. Anyway, hopefully everything is going much better for all of you guys. The temperature is still real cold.
It's not that cold here.
No, not here. I didn't mean for everyone else.
Yeah.
Because like Carly and Kyle have off work today. They would send us a message last night and we're asking for like a fun co-op PS4 game they could play because they were going to play last night and they had off work today, so they were just going to play.
Well, I know Carly had off today.
Oh, okay. So I was like, yeah, school's canceled. There's lots of things that are happening. For a minute I was like, did the music stop? And then the music started again.
It just had a lull.
There was a lull. Speaking of lull, I'm going to use this slight lull to move into reading some of these early alerts here. Got subs from Curb Killer, the Great Ass Fairy, and Unbent Reagent. Thank you guys. Also, 5-month resubscription from Jesse Rye. 5 months already. Keep being awesome, y'all. We'll try, Jesse. I appreciate it. Resubscription 3 months from Technically a Musician. I think this means I've got my plus now that I haven't overslept for once. While I'm here, I was wondering if y'all have ever seen the PSI Kid class on the D&D homebrew page. Anyways, keep up the awesomeness. No, but that is interesting. I've actually never thought about doing that, about crossing over, Earthbound, and those mechanics into D&D, but that's interesting. But also, most of the time when we're doing stuff, I'm DMing. But you could play as...
I could, and I might.
That would be funny. 100 bits from Jizek. Says, morning, classes were canceled again today. So I get to watch the stream, get to lounge around and play Switch games all day. That sounds like a good day, honestly. Also got the resub for 4 months from This Person Needs Coffee. Wait a minute, it's been 4 months already? God darn it! It's happening fast. It's a third of an entire year. Also a 4 month from Unbent Reagent. 1 more month and I get the double crunch. Plus. It's true, that thing is coming. No one has it yet.
Not yet.
It is currently a legend, but it's happening soon. Also got a sub from JV Tours, thank you JV, and a 5-month sub from Peach Macaron.
Kind of tissue.
5 months of crunch, yeet. I'm gonna start using yeet as my exclamation. All right, yeet. And then the Great Ass Fairy resubscribes for 2 months. Good nom 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 nomming. You're stuck with my ass for another month. Hopefully you've got some extra Raisin Toast. We've got enough Raisin Toast to go around. Technically we have none. But we had some, and it's infinite in the world of the computer. Thank you Great, that's fair. And then finally, right at the buzzer, 100 bits from the Coffee Rabbit. Good morning, Beans. Love your crunch. Thank you, Coffee Rabbit. You know, whenever people have coffee in their name, it's wildly appropriate.
Yeah, wildly.
Wildly.
Is it?
Because this is a stream where we drink coffee. I gotta tell you guys, for as wild as that Tuesday stream was, I did appreciate all of this support. It was a little overwhelming for me because I was in the bathroom.
For most of it?
For most of it, and then I came out and I'm like, oh, goodness. But it was fun, and thank you. And again, I'm going to get on that doctor today and see what I can learn. Yeah, Brandon says coffee usernames might be a little out of place at the 10 p.m. game. At the 10 p.m. game streams. Yeah, it's like you could drink coffee at 10 p.m. Lord knows I've done it. It's just most people that do that are not planning on sleeping. Coffee for some people is an all-day affair. That's true. From my father, actually. Yeah, my dad will drink coffee like
all the time.
He almost always drinks a pot a day.
Yeah.
That's 8 cups. That's 8-ounce cups. Sometimes he'll drink 2. It seems like a lot.
It is a lot.
But you know, everyone's got their own amount that they drink. I drink usually a cup a day.
No, you drink more than that. You drink at least 2.
That's not true. You don't know my coffee habits. Only I know my coffee. I drink a cup in the morning, and then occasionally I will have a cup in the afternoon. But it's usually 1. Sometimes it's 2.
Kippy, come here.
It's Zane Long's first breakfast stream. Welcome, Zane. It's this. Sometimes if people haven't seen a VOD,
Yeah.
like they don't actually know what to expect. They just know that we do this thing, so they'll show up and they'll be like, "Oh, this is what you do." And I'm like,
Yep. Yeah.
It's basically this. Honestly, we've done this now for next month will be 6 months. It'll be half a year that we've done breakfast stream, and it's nice. It gives me something to look forward to too, you know, and
Oh, honey.
Oh,
Hi,
you've been blessed.
Good morning.
he left my lap to crawl to your lap.
Oh, I love you.
Was I not doing it for you?
Nope.
To crap,
Nope.
Sagan.
Oh, this is so great.
Well, good.
Hi, honey.
Good. I'm
You're the
glad that he's
best.
having a good one. Anyway,
Thanks, Sagan.
yeah, 6 months. Scared me. The music's so soft. I was like, yeah, I'm awake.
Good boy.
It's 1400 bits from Satsy as I choke down a piece of bread. Thank you, Satsy. I mean, I was awake, but now I'm really awake. I'm very alert. Satsy says, that curse got me a badge. Congratulations on your 10,000 bits badge. Your badge also scared me. And also there's 100 bits from the Coffee Rabbit, who says, another 100 because I'm feeling generous today. It is Antarctica here in New York. Oh God, I can't even imagine.
They were saying, well, our weatherman was saying that it was 15 below in Barrow, Alaska. And like Minnesota's like 27 without wind chill.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Actually, Jeff had said something on Discord
Yeah.
where it was like leading up to the event of everything
Being cold.
being cold and being closed and stuff. He had said something about how he wasn't sure if everything needed to like completely shut down because people had been dealing with cold.
Yeah.
And I think it was yesterday, whenever the cold was finally here, he said, it's important to admit when you're wrong. He said, I went outside in this. He's like, no one should be outside in this. This is absurd. And the thing is, for me, I don't have enough experience that I cannot even identify what certain levels of cold feel like. I haven't been around it enough. I just know that it's cold.
Well, once you get below zero, it just hurts. Mm-hmm. It's not fun.
No.
I mean, when you came to visit me that first winter, the day you got in was 40 below with wind chill, which is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Mm-hmm. And it was real cold.
Yeah.
You weren't happy.
I mean, generally, if I'm cold, I'm not happy.
I know.
That's very true. There was 1,300 bits came in from Troop Captain 97. It says, wait, the clock was stopped at 13 seconds. This must be the work of Organization 13. And that's why it's 1,300 bits. I see. I see what you did there. That was clever. Thank you, Troop Captain. Bless you.
Thank you. I am sorry, Sagan. Don't look at me like that.
He looked at you dirty.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Are you allergic to me?
Yes, I am, actually.
Because, I left him to come over to you.
Very allergic to you.
Spend some time with you this morning. And here you are.
And I took my allergy medicine. It hasn't kicked in yet.
You know what I haven't done?
What?
Taking my allergy medicine. That was the other thing. I didn't say that. On Tuesday, Matt was like, maybe, we're getting into spring and stuff. You're going to start getting allergies. Because I think it was last year that I had a bad... Was it 2 years ago?
It might have been 2. Where you were having, dizziness and ear infection after ear infection.
I think that was actually 2 years ago, Mal, to be honest.
Must have been.
But I think a year ago I was taking allergy medicine. Shoot, I don't know. Anyway, I started taking allergy medicine again because I was like, maybe that's what this is, so...
Satsy says, Mal, you're allergic to cats. Yes, very. But I've been on Flonase since I was, in 6th grade because my dad had cats. And it works for me really good. So, I don't have any problems, except a little bit in the morning before the medicine.
Mm-hmm. So, I think that surprises people pretty often.
That I'm allergic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was toast.
That was
666 bits from Patrick Tracy. You know something is wrong when it was warmer on Mars than it was in the U.S. Good morning, by the way. Really? I mean, there's all these different comparisons that you can do. That one, I think, is pretty astounding. The idea that it would be warmer on another planet. I'd rather be on Mars. Actually, you would. It's warmer there. Jeez. Thank you, Patrick. That's, I always consider toast kind of like a hidden, they're all technically hidden alerts.
But it's one we don't see as much.
Yeah.
So it feels hidden.
Yeah, I know some Twitch channels, they list out on the page where the alerts are. We've never done that. And people that hang around a lot, they just gotta kind of get an idea of where the alerts are.
Yeah.
But that's one that feels hidden because it's not a round number, I think. Because it has to be a very specific thing. The secret of toast.
Are crocodiles still hibernating? Possibly.
Alligators?
Yeah, well, yeah, we have alligators. What temperature is it right now? Because the water has to freeze for them to do that. It's 33. I don't think so. But down here, there's some photos online of crocodiles, alligators, with their snouts out of the water, and it's frozen all around. And those pictures were actually taken 5 miles from here. So that's kind of neat that happens. And it happened this winter already, but it's not. I don't think it's that cold right now. It's supposed to be 68 over the weekend and into next week. Thursday's supposed to be 70. So, we got some warm coming. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. The alligator thing is really is really cool. Mm-hmm. I saw
Jess says there's nothing neat about having alligators within 5 miles of you. Stay away, chompy boys.
Oh, they're closer than that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they're all chilling 5 miles from here. It's not like we have a, what do they call when you have a,
Like a little boundary, like a keep gators out, alligators out.
like when you get a police thing and they're like, oh, you have to stay at 5 miles away from a school. It's not like the
a restraining order.
A restraining order, thank you. Yeah, it's not like the alligators have we have a restraining orders against the alligators. They're everywhere.
There was one time we were coming back from Wilmington and we stopped at that Walmart in, what's the city just south of there? The little tiny city?
And where?
South of Wilmington. Where that Walmart is.
Charlotte?
No.
Oh, further north than that?
It's like right across the river. The Cape Fear River.
Man, I don't remember.
Well, it's like right across the river from Wilmington. We stopped at a Walmart and they have a retention pond in the back. And there had to be like a 16-foot alligator. He was big.
It was like 13.
He
12,
was
13.
massive. And like we've seen him here like big.
There's just two guys. One of them has like a big pole. And
Yeah.
I'm like, good luck. Have fun with that thing. Glad I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's been times where you'll be driving around and you'll see a gator on the side of the road.
Yeah,
It's
Brandon
not
posted
often,
the
but-
WPDE news. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's our news.
That's our local news.
Someone also took a picture a few years ago of one surfing on the beach. It was like swimming through the waves and the wave came up and he's like surfing through it. It's real cool.
You just want to have some fun. You just want to have a little fun. You gotta let the guys have a little fun every once in a while. That's what it's all about. They're just having a good time. A doodle says, I'm not scared of alligators. They're slow. Good one.
No, they're not.
Good one. Yeah, if you've never seen video of an alligator move, you'd be surprised how quick those little stubby legs can propel them. They are much faster than they first appear. And the thing is, a lot of times they're near the water edge. So what happens is they wait for their prey to get close to the water.
And take a drink. Mm-hmm.
And then they grab them. And if you get in the jaws of an alligator, you're done because they will pull you
their
under.
Closing muscles are like 1,000,000 times stronger than their opening, which is why you can just hold their mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird, but nature is very, very strange in that way.
I'm enjoying having Sagan on my lap. This is nice.
Well, I'm glad you get to have him. He was too warm for me on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I love this very cheerful music for.
People are deciding.
You'll die.
People are like talking about the difference between Crocs and Gators.
Mm-hmm.
One has a pointier snout, and that's Crocs, and Gators have more of like a U-shaped snout. And then there's Caimans, and I forget, but
Caimans look weird.
yeah, they do.
Caiman's snouts are like just real long things. But Caimans aren't in the U.S. I don't
Unless they
think.
escape from alligator adventure in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. Maybe there's Caimans now. I think Caimans are like an African thing in other parts of the world. I think there's also Caimans in some parts of like Asia. I don't know. I'm not like a zoologist or anything. I don't know about all this stuff. I learned a lot when I was a kid because like growing up in South Carolina, you have to learn about all the wildlife. Like in elementary school and stuff, they teach you.
So you don't wander into the woods and get bit by coral snakes or something?
Yeah, like for the first few years in elementary school, Thomas might be able to back me up on this. They teach you about all the snakes because we have every venomous snake in the U.S. There's 4 venomous snakes in the U.S. and they're all in South Carolina. See if I can name them all: copperheads, rattlers, coral snakes, and cottonmouths. And we have all of them. So it's like you got to know about them. You have to know how to identify them. Like the difference between a king snake and a coral snake. Big difference. So all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, it's fun. I learned a lot. It was good. Brandon says, isn't there a Steve story in the vlog about him avoiding snakes while meter reading? Oh, yeah. Well, avoiding.
Bringing them home.
Yeah, bringing them home. Yeah, my dad, for many years, my dad worked as a
Meter reader.
water meter reader for the city. And what he would do is he'd have to go,
Read the water meters.
yeah, either find out what the water meter was or turn it off or whatever. And if you're not familiar, it's under a little, like, metal grate in your yard.
Not always, but here they are.
Here they are. And snakes, that's just like a breeding ground for snakes, man.
Because it's a pit.
Yeah, it's a nice little pit, and it's moist, and they love it. So, and there's a hole that they can fit in
Because there's a hole to open it.
to open it up. So
Yeah.
there's often snakes in there. So Dad gets this job, and he did this for a decade or more, and he had to deal with that all the time. So he was always, moving snakes out of the way in order to do his job. And depending on how feisty the snakes were, he was fighting snakes.
And then one time he brought some home in a jar, and they were copperheads.
Yeah, he brought a baby copperhead home once, and I was like, Dad, that's a copperhead. He's like, I know, it's real cool. And I was like, Dad, the babies are more venomous than the adults. I was like, if that bites you, it will kill you. And he was like, oh. I mean, like, obviously he wore gloves, but like,
Yeah.
still, no. Please.
Umbrion Studios says nope ropes. Yep.
I think he ended up taking that baby copperhead to Alligator Adventure.
Oh, maybe we saw it when we were
Maybe
there.
we saw. I don't know how long snakes live. I would assume not terribly long, but I don't know. Anyway, yep. And we had snakes in the yard and stuff occasionally growing up. So yeah, it's just stuff that happens.
See, my dad always wanted to go find garden snakes. Like, we'd go on garden snake hunts. He had a snake stick, like a real snake stick that had a fork at the end.
Yeah.
And, like, when we'd go up to my grandparents, he had it hidden in one of the trees, like, in this grassy area off to the side.
Yeah.
And he would, like, reach up and pull his snake stick out. And we'd go snake hunting for garden snakes. He really wanted to find one because he was talking about how when he was little, he'd let them, like, weave through his fingers.
So he was dedicated to finding one that day.
Yeah. And one time we found a bad snake. I don't know what kind it was because I was little, but it was, like, in the middle of the road. And we had to, like, walk around it. It was big and scary.
When?
Well, when I was up at my grandparents.
Oh,
It might have been a rattler. I think that's, like, the only kind in Wisconsin.
but it was
that
alive.
Yeah. It was
Oh.
just coiled up in the middle of the road.
Yeah. Snakes, for the most part, snakes are like, you just leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone. I mean, if they're in a place that is not convenient, and you're like, okay, I need over there, then the snake's in your way, and then you have to deal with the snake. But usually, you just like, oh, hey, snake, I'm gonna go this way, and then everything's fine. Got a few alerts to read quick. Got 4-month resub from Pichocho. Thank you, Pichocho. And also got a sub from Sassy Dragon 631. Thank you, Sassy. 200 bits from Cinder Dog. Good morning, grandparents. It's currently negative 32 Fahrenheit outside. That's gross. And Monday's high is 50 degrees.
That's a big difference.
What the heck? Also, speaking of snakes, they're fun to pet. I'm not a snake guy, but I'm also not afraid of snakes. Does that make sense? Like, there's no part of me that would ever want to own a snake.
Yeah.
And because some people are geared towards that, like reptiles and things like that. They're like, oh man, I want to own a snake. No part of me wants to own a snake. But if I see a snake outside, I'm not going to be like, call the law. Arrest that snake.
I would if it was real big. Like the one that we had outside of our apartment when Steph and Steve were here.
The rat snake?
Yeah, I mean, some guy just showed up because I think one of the neighbors called.
Well, people are inherently scared of snakes.
Well, it was a big one.
Yeah. But
And I was
it
worried
wasn't-
about our neighbor's little dog.
You know, it wasn't a venomous snake. It was
Yeah.
just it was a big snake.
Yeah. And we couldn't see the head, so we couldn't tell for sure until the guy came out and grabbed him.
That's fair.
Yeah. And like
Snakes.
the only snake I've ever like held or touched was Nicole's ball python. Mm-hmm. And like that was the first time I had held a snake, especially one that big. Like that was kind of freaky because I had never done that before.
I don't know if there's a photo or not. I hope there is. I would assume there is. But when it was after Alligator Adventure opened, and I was a kid. We went there, and they do a little show, and they bring out like the big snakes and stuff. And they had, I'm sure. Here she comes! Oh no! Talking about snakes and then getting a Peggy alert, it's not a good combo because then I'm like checking the ground. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna pull my feet up off the floor. that was Peggy alert. That's 2033 bits from Matthew's wife. Says, I've been hoarding bits for a while. Hello from a perpetual lurker. Well, Matthew's wife, thank you for the bits, and you are free to lurk. I'm just glad that you're watching and enjoying. So
thanks for sending Peggy after
Thank
us.
you. It really it gets you on edge when you start hearing the. And when that happened, when I'm talking about snakes, I'm like, it's like there's good because I was about to tell the story about the big snake. I was like, well, crap, Anaconda with friggin' Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez is going to come down the hallway. Anyway, thank you, Matthew's wife. Yeah, the
Alligator Adventure just opened.
Yeah, and I went, and I don't know if there's a picture or not, but they had like one of these big pythons, and they asked for a volunteer, and I was the volunteer, so I'm like tiny.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a few years
old. You were
old.
never tiny.
Well, I don't know how old I was when they opened. Maybe it was 8 or 9 or something, and they had this big snake, and they like draped it over my body, and I was like, I was cool with that. But like, I'm probably not going to go out of my way to touch a snake.
Yeah.
Probably not. Like if I was walking through the woods and I was like, oh, a snake, I wouldn't be like, I'm not the crocodile hunter. I just, if I have to deal with a snake, I will. But that's not my. What was my really nature.
Exciting to me moving down here is.
Is it snakes?
No, it's not snakes. I didn't know you guys had lizards down here. Until I came down here. I didn't think they were
in the southeast.
In the southeast. I knew they were in Florida, but I was like, oh, this place is so tropical. There's lizards.
You know what else was really different for Mal?
Huh.
The fact that we have bugs.
Oh, you have so many dang bugs down here. Oh.
And I think that's hard for some people to adjust to. Is that, if you're from a place where it gets cold enough to freeze, you lose a lot of that bug activity.
Yeah.
We got bugs.
They get
so many bugs.
There's so many big, scary bugs.
The first time Mal saw a cockroach, she was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh, that's a small one."
Yeah.
Oh, honey, it gets much worse than this. If you went out of this relationship, you gotta tell me now. It worked out. It was fine. Yeah.
Well, see, there's the two types of roaches. There's the American and the German ones.
German ones are tiny.
Yeah, we don't really see them. Those are the ones that infest and are real gross. But
I'm glad that's why we have never seen them.
Yeah, but the big ones, the American ones, those can get massive. And people down in the South, and Thomas probably would back me up, in South Carolina, they call them palmetto bugs to make people think they're not roaches, but they're roaches, and they can fly, and they're big and scary. Thomas says, yeah, they're fine. And they tend to be outdoor ones. They don't really come inside. He says they rarely fly. Well, they can.
I can count the number of times I've seen a cockroach fly on one hand.
Yeah. I think they forget they can fly.
They're stupid or something. Or they're sometimes they get too big to support their body weight. I don't know. But, it's not a big deal. And like Thomas says, they're easy to kill.
Yeah. But they're big.
Especially now that we have that electric racket.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. Shout out to Steve Campos. Oh, man. I've been enjoying my snake conversation so much.
You forgot you finished your toast.
Well, I did finish my toast, but I forgot it's getting late.
Yeah.
Hold on now. Hold on now. Let me get on over here. Cajun man. Let me get on over here. And run his Patreon ticker. Beep boop 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 beep boop boop. It's patreon.com/StephenGeorge or Malmix if you are interested in supporting us on those platforms. There's some unique perks over on Patreon as well. Got perks on Twitch if you want like the different things we offer here, and we got stuff on Patreon. We're all over the internet. Not everywhere, I guess. Many places. Oh man, I just realized the camera is further away today.
You can't
I
reach
thought it was.
Yeah.
But it definitely is, because I went up and I was like, oh, I need to shut that iris a little bit. And then I went to reach forward and I was like,
you can't reach it. You're concerning Sagan.
I'm just gonna
Stop concerning Sagan.
stop that down a little bit. That looks a little better.
It's okay, Sagan. Don't you leave.
You're okay. Don't you leave her.
What else do we have
She needs this.
down here?
What else do we have down here?
Yeah, that freaks me out.
Well,
Spiders?
I mean, spiders are everywhere.
Yeah.
That's not anything
Yeah.
unique here.
Tourists? Yeah, tourists. Yeah.
Oh man, Chaz should award Chaz points for that. That was good. I liked that a lot.
Bees, let's see. There are more bees. There were bees I learned about this year that I didn't know existed. Chaz gave 2 Chaz points to Thomas. They're ground bees. I forget what they're actually called, but they live on their own. There's no queen, there's no hive. And they nest in the ground, and then they lay their eggs in, like, cicadas or whatever they drag into their ground hole. And they're, like, not aggressive to people. Remember we had them out front? They were interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kid Shadow 101. Are tourists really that bad? Yeah.
Well, it's no, and we need them to survive. This area would die, obviously, without tourism. No, it's fine. They're fine. They're fine. I mean, it's a. I think the whole thing with tourists is it's a very interesting love-hate relationship because like this area would be dead without tourism.
Yeah.
But also, you know, in the summer, living in a place like this is when it gets difficult because it's like
They can't drive.
They can't drive.
We don't have enough food in the grocery store.
They are on vacation.
Yes.
And there is a lot of, you know, looking out the windows while we're driving. So yeah, it's an inherent thing. No matter where you go on vacation, a lot of people exhibit the same
Drex
things.
said I preferred visiting in April. Yeah, that's a good time because stuff has started to open back up for the summer because things closed down here. Like in the winter right now, in January, stuff is closed and we can't go to those places that we would in the summer.
Yeah, whenever Emil and Mose were here, there's a few places that were just not open. And actually, from the time that ChefCon took place to the time that Emil and Mose were here, some things had opened because it was like starting to get out of the Christmas season. So.
And some things were just open for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like May Day was open for just Christmas.
Yeah, just in case people wanted to play golf that day. Got a few things to read real quick here. SSJ Duffy gives a sub to John Wayne Games. Thank you, SSJ Duffy. Duffy also gives a sub to SSJ3 Goku, which I just find funny because it's like one Super Saiyan helping another Super Saiyan. That's fun to me. Also got a subscription from ZapRocket42. And Arion661 resubscribes for 4 months and says, hey, get that plus. Thank you, Arion. And then also 4 months, JRPG Zachary, who says, happy 4 months, Stephen Amau. It's cold in Virginia, so school was delayed so I could watch today. I needed it. Well, I am glad that, should I say I'm glad that school was delayed? Well, I'm glad you could watch regardless.
Well, school delays don't mean they have to make the time up.
Okay. See, I don't know exactly how that works.
Now, a lot of schools build in extra days to make up for snow days.
Sure.
And then sometimes there's more than that, so they have to make time up. But on delays, that doesn't count.
Okay.
Because they still have a partial day.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. So we actually went a little long today.
I was having fun.
I know. I'm like, man,
Thomas says, we building for hurricanes. Yeah, we do.
there's literally no part of me that actually wants to end this stream.
I know.
I'm like, I'm still having a lot of fun. But I've got to call the doctor and make an appointment today. So
Yeah,
I need
we
to
also need to go to the bank. I mean, not bank, post office.
Yeah, we got to do that. Also, I wanted to say...
And I have Sagan. Puma Brettle is right.
That's why you're enjoying things so much.
Yeah.
Like, I have this kitty. On Tuesday, something was weird with the internet, and we ended up dropping 50,000 frames over the course of the thing. And to prove that I'm not crazy, today, the amount of dropped frames that we've had for this entire broadcast, 0. Not a single dropped frame. So, Uncle Jed's internet, you don't know what you gonna get.
Today they had extra hamsters.
Yeah, they have extra hamsters on the wheel today. I don't know what that's
Keep
what
the
that's
internet
about.
going.
Thank you, Mel. All right, gonna end it here. Thanks everyone for the well wishes. I'm sure before next stream I will have gotten to the doctor. Maybe they'll be able to fit me in today. That'd be swell. But otherwise, maybe tomorrow or something. That's the one good thing about working at home and having a flexible schedule is they can be like, we got something at this
we have a
this dumb
cancellation
hour,
today.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can be there for that. So I'm hoping that they'll look in here and be like, oh yeah, that's what's wrong, because I just got to get some relief from this. This is nuts. Being dizzy for 3 days straight is not ideal. Anyway, all right, that's it for today. Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you on Tuesday for more Breakfast Stream.